The Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool is making a lot of headlines recently, but the biggest problem may be what's happening beneath the surface. I've been designing and building water features for 33 years, and I wish you could tell you they were all successful, but the honest truth is we've had our share of failures. Trust me. As an industry expert, I was actually recently interviewed by Channel 5 News in Washington, D.C. to discuss the issues with the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. So today I want to share with you 5 secrets for success with water, which in this case could save millions of dollars. The reason is because water is an incredibly dynamic medium and it will always find your weak points. That's why the problems at the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool are so interesting to me. The reflecting pool is one of the most iconic water features in our country, yet it still deals with algae issues, waterproofing concerns, repeated draining and pumping issues. So here's the thing, there are other iconic water features that have seen a similar fate, including ones that I've built. So back to the headline news of the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. Waterproofing, rubber membranes, sealing concrete. These are big challenges. How we deal with it is a little bit differently. I have done, as I mentioned, thousands of water features around the world. And unfortunately, what we have underneath our structure is the cause of the problem. Soil is highly dynamic. It's actually more liquid than most people think. Actually, underneath the water feature I'm standing on is an underground river that's literally a foot or two below the bottom of this pool. There is a massive water flow that goes right through. It goes under our entire building. When they were actually installing the building, the footings holding up the roof of this facility had to be made larger because of the subsoil. So it moves on us, so we have to be thinking of that. The rubber membrane that we're using underneath this, we can get in the size of acres. And when we need customized one, we could add on to that and we could have it factory seamed and tested to ensure that it's going to hold water. What I love about working with this is it expands and contracts according to the soil conditions. We're located here in Chicago. Our weather patterns are highly erratic. Heavy rain. Crazy dry, warm heat, brutally cold weather where we're going to have expansion and contraction of the subsoils as well as the ice buildup inside of here. It's going to be pushing and pulling on everything. This is why I work with a rubber membrane that's not actually attached to the subsurface. It actually floats. It actually moves. It could expand and contract. In fact, the membrane that we worked with on this particular project is an EPDM membrane that could expand up to 300%. So there's no way you're going to be able to break it due to all of those crazy factors that are occurring. Then on top of it, what we're trying to do is we're going to decorate it. So instead of painting the membrane itself, we can go over the top of it with block walls, we can pour concrete, we could do natural stone, we could do literally anything on top of it. But once we have the water holding system in place, this allows us the freedom to get a little bit more creative. Every single water feature may share some similar infrastructure, but how we put all those different pieces together is according to our client's needs. So number 2 on our list is maintenance. So as I mentioned earlier, it's not just the Lincoln Memorial that's having problems. Iconic places such as Disney World and Disneyland, they have a wide variety of different types of water features. Some of them I've built over the years at Epcot Center, but they have issues. They have teams of people on top of things to control algae, to do routine maintenance, to take care of all the amazing wildlife that are inside of them. They have pump issues. There's all types of things. Water features have a lot of maintenance. One of the craziest thing is when one of our customers says, I want a low maintenance water feature. Well, of course we do. We all do. But as soon as you bring water, an aquatic element, into any type of garden design, it's going to require maintenance. So you have to set it up properly from the beginning to try to mediate some of those things and to make life easier for everyone. Designing and building for 33 years, I know the tips and tricks that we could actually take to do that. The third tip for success is filtration. It's often, unfortunately, overlooked. I'm actually standing inside of a constructed wetland filter for a natural swimming pool. This is what we call a recreational pond. It has a highly biodynamic ecosystem inside of the filter. Nature is the perfect model. Nature can handle the nitrogenous waste, it can handle the phosphorus, it can break down nutrients in the water and can deliver clean, clear water. So what we want to try to do is mimic those natural processes. This upflow biological filter has a large water distribution system underneath the entire filter bed. The water is going to flow up through the different layers of biomedia, which are home to different species of microorganisms that are going to detoxify the water. The final step is actually phytoremediation on the surface. This is using different types of aquatic vegetation. The root systems are going to grow down into that gravel layer, and they're going to help to break down and utilize those nutrients. So understanding not just the type of filter you need, but also how to build it and understanding the dynamics of an outdoor ecosystem. This is not an indoor aquarium. There are people swimming in this. There are fish, there are plants, there's birds, there's a wide variety of wildlife, and we have to take all those things into consideration. One of my favorite places for viewing water features is Las Vegas. And out of Las Vegas, Bellagio takes the cake. They have an incredible aquatic display, but they're not immune to not having problems. They have pump outages. They have to clean thousands of nozzles to create the desired spray effects. They have electrical issues. They have lighting issues. Everybody has it. We've had it with this feature. But our water features, we have tried to simplify things. Our pumps, our plumbing are well underground, so we could leave this feature running year round. And here in Chicago, that is no easy task because we can get well below zero. And I'm talking 30, 40 degrees below zero. And these things will get covered with ice. And when they're covered with ice, they're gonna weigh 10 times more because of the weight of all of that ice. So the pumping, the flow rate, all of these different components have to be dialed in. We have to be thinking about all these different components to make sure that we minimize any of those potential problems and issues. Last but not least, tip number 5 is decorative. Everybody has a different vision of what they find beautiful. For me personally, some of my favorite water features are designing with natural stone, natural plants, living, breathing water that has wildlife inside of it, including fish or exotic animals from around the world. Understanding how all these different pieces come together is critically important, and to top it off, the decoration is going to change on every single project, and that is why I love working with the incredibly dynamic medium of water.